We need to get some music for this intro eventually.
We know. We talked about it.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
3, but she won't let me play Nelly.
2, 1.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Happy Hour with Jamie. I'm here with Tom. Say hi, Tom.
Hi, Jamie.
And Dave.
Hi.
And our guest of honor, Zachary Louie. Say hi, Zach.
Hi, Jamie.
Insert
Hello,
applause. Woo!
How's your day going so far, Zach?
Pretty
Perfect.
good. Hey.
That was beautiful.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's going well, Jamie. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. What'd you do all day today?
Same thing as always.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Yep. Prospecting for new business as usual.
Really? How'd you do that?
Pick up the phone.
Which phone did you pick up?
Well, we got a cell phone. Got a desk phone. Utilize those two mostly.
Which
Yep.
do you prefer?
Sometimes I'll use the desk phone just change it up a little bit, but typically the cell phone.
Are you uncomfortable right now?
I'm getting there.
Good, good.
I love it.
Don't worry
Good.
about it.
The whole podcast system
Let's not
made
get,
you feel
let's not get off the
uncomfortable.
phone theme just yet.
Oh,
So,
God.
because I do want to know, like, all right, so you use your cell phone most of the time when you dial. Are you using a dialer with your cell phone, or are you using just your cell phone and hand dialing?
A little bit of both. Yeah. So fortunately, my broker provides a dialer.
We do,
Yep. So
Yep.
so we've got a system where you can dial 3 lines at one time,
right?
which I mean is incredibly useful. I can't imagine trying to prospect without that.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it just depends on the mood I'm in. Some days I will prefer to just hand dial, and think a little bit more before calling.
Gotcha.
But today we were really focused on just hitting numbers, talking to as many people as we could, just having as many real estate conversations as possible in one day. So it's just dialing lights out.
What's that called? What? It sounds like a race you were in.
Yeah, boss called it Bold 100.
Okay.
Yep, race to
Boss.
hit 100
My
real estate
boss.
conversations in one day.
It's really weird when someone calls someone their boss.
My boss, Brian.
Feels real
Tom, you're my
awkward.
boss.
Yeah, sure am.
Yeah, that's the thing about the brokerage, which I love. It's like I tell people, I have so many bosses, but at the same time, I'm running my own business, right? So
All right,
independent
everyone,
at the same
let's
time.
rewind because no one knows who Zach Louie is. So let's rewind to who he is. Zach, how long have you been with us? You can take a drink first. Go ahead.
No dead sound. No dead sound.
Well, let's see. I started December of 2017.
Okay.
Yep. So
A year and a half.
16, 17 months. Yep.
Okay. What'd you do before you came to Real Team?
I own my own painting business.
Okay. Why'd you decide real estate?
Well, Jamie, I've been wanting to get into real estate for some time. Even I think 2014 is when I took my first real estate course.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Grand Rapids at the time, and things kind of changed a little bit in my life. I was really ramping up the painting business, and between 2014 and 2017, when I finally ended up taking the state exam, I was having success with the painting business. But I relocated to Metro Detroit, and I felt like it was a good time for a new chapter, new change, and that changed my focus.
Okay. So you took your first course in 2014.
Yep.
Did you pass your test the first time you took it?
Actually, I did not.
No? How many times did you have to take it?
Took me 2 different tries.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, I hated that they didn't tell you, which questions you got wrong on the exam.
Yeah.
But I don't go around bragging that I failed the exam the first time.
That's okay.
Sure,
Most people did.
We have a lot of top producers that did not pass it their first time.
Yeah.
I failed the salesperson test twice
Okay.
and passed my 3rd time or my 4th time, I think.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No.
And some people just naturally aren't good at taking tests. They might know a lot and could be very competent, but they just, when they get in front of a testing screen, they freak out.
Well, Anthony Tocco cried when he passed his.
Yeah, I've known him a long time. He's failed a lot of tests.
Hey,
I've
he
seen him
cries a
cry
lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
not to hijack this podcast, but we got to get Toko on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. we'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
I mean, I can call him right now. We can maybe get him here in the next 20
Hey,
minutes.
have him call into the line right now. That'd be awesome. I'll text him.
All right, Louis. So you came to Metro Detroit. You
Yep.
said, I want to start a new chapter. You were thinking real estate. So where'd you hear of Real Team? Why Real Team? Did you talk to
Sure.
other brokerages? Like, how'd you get here?
Yeah, so I did it maybe backwards compared to some agents. I got my license first before really interviewing brokers
Mm-hmm.
and focusing on that. I passed the exam, and then I went out. I started interviewing brokers between October and December of 2017, and I probably sat down with 6 different brokers
Okay.
and studied splits, things that they don't teach you in the state exam, and studied different cultures in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember cold calling the desk line that I use all the time in the St. Clair Shores office, and asking an agent that worked there at the time, can I speak with whoever hires agents in your office? I'd like to sit down and interview and talk to you guys about joining the team.
Who answered the phone?
It was an agent. His name was Todd. Yep.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
I want to rewind just a minute. Okay, so you did that, and then who'd you meet with?
Met with Brian May.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So you said that you interviewed agents. You researched their sales and splits. Why the fuck would you choose Real Team if you were looking at the splits?
That's what I was wondering.
Sure. I remember this one guy was saying he was an independent broker. I think it was North Oakland County, and I think I saw an ad on Craigslist or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was paying his agents 90%, and it was one of those. I talked to him for 10 minutes over the phone and knew that it's too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
What skills you're going to give me. And then I realized, I really will need a mentor if I want to be successful in this.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I wasn't sure. I was still procrastinating about keeping the painting business going
Mm-hmm.
and doing real estate part-time. And then I remember sitting down with Brian, and he stressed to me that he wants me to be a full-time agent. We at Real Team, we like to only work with full-time agents. And it opened my eyes, and I realized I could actually do that.
But the painting business was going good.
It was going well, but like I said, I relocated from Grand Rapids, kind of closed shop, and I was almost starting from square one. And I was working on a business plan to potentially get a small business loan, open up a shop, take a really big step.
Right.
And then I passed the state exam for real estate, and I thought, well, I got another option here. And here we are.
Do you ever miss painting?
I do. I was thinking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
So these guys are the painters are getting really busy right now.
Yeah.
And, it just every April, May, we would really be ramping up. This time of year, I would be hiring new employees and lining up my spring and summer.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of getting busy, I think your business has been getting busy.
I couldn't pick up a painting job right now if I wanted to.
So I have a theory you may have heard of. It's the space shuttle theory. I always talk about new agents. It takes 80% of their fuel to get off into the stratosphere. So you're at about that point. You said 18 months?
Yeah. That's
18
about right.
months in is about when I think that period ends, when you've spent 80% of all your fuel. So has it just been like an absolute grind for the last 18 months for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. For my schedule right now, my girlfriend she's in school still too, and with her schedule, I don't feel too bad about working till 8 p.m. on a week, on weekdays. And
do you feel
most of my days
feel like
Saturday.
now that you've spent a lot of this fuel, you've broken through the atmosphere and things are starting to happen now a lot easier?
Honestly, Tom, I just have my head down, just doing what works. I've been getting a lot of pats on the back, and
So you've been doing basically the same thing.
basically, yeah.
Okay, but are your results different now? Like, are you getting more clients? Do you have more volume closed last month than 4 months ago?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's growing, and
Are you
I'm
getting
realizing
referral business?
we're getting there. Yep, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah. My phone is starting to ring
great.
here
That's a
and there.
good feeling. That's a great feeling
Right.
when you first start off.
But
Like
that's what people don't get. It takes that 18 months. to
Absolutely.
get to there, where he's just at the very beginning of that process where your phone rings organically now, just from being in the business and doing it.
Think about why people are attracted to this industry, right? They're attracted to real estate because of the income potential, right? So like it's a sprint, right? And it's they think it's a sprint. It's really a marathon. It takes like you said, 12, 18 months to finally get a foundation, right?
Right.
And then it starts to grow and build, and year over year over year, it's going to continue to get better as long as you're doing the right things.
And that's the problem with like a company that will give you that 90 or 100% split, right? Is when you go there, not only do you have to sprint that hard in the beginning, and you've got to pay $5,000 a year for your own leads and your desk fees and all of the stuff that at Real Team you didn't have to worry about paying that. I think the only thing you had to pay was like your license fee. Right. So it's like that's also kind of different. Like that's holding you down when you're trying to blast off. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Real Team's upfront about all that when you start. I love that continued education. Real Team reminds me when I need to take it. They organize a opportunity for the agents to all come together and get it out of the way.
Do you feel like we're providing you value?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
I don't know what the other side of the fence looks like. I've been with you guys since I started.
It's
but
true.
No,
Hey, Louie.
It's been great.
Just keep your head down, Louie.
Let's move away from talking about Real Team for a second. What's one thing that you've learned about yourself since you started real estate?
Mm-hmm. One thing I've learned about myself since I started real estate, probably that I'm good with scheduling. I'm very good at managing a schedule and time blocking. What's
one thing that you've learned about yourself, like emotionally, like as a person, since you started real estate?
One thing I've
Like
learned
I
about
could,
myself
okay, so
I think she
like,
wants
I'll
you to
give
cry
you,
or something.
Right,
no,
seriously.
Like,
no,
tell a sad
I'll
story
give you
and
an
cry.
example. Like,
Sure.
once I obviously think that I'm the best in the entire world at everything. So once I started real estate and like really getting into real estate, I learned that I really fucking hate being wrong, and I hate when anyone calls me out, and I hate to admit when I'm wrong.
So you haven't always been this way, huh?
No.
Okay.
So that's something that I learned about myself. I'm not.
No,
good.
I've probably learned that I'm pretty good with rejection. You're gonna get a lot of that in any sales job, but I've realized I've been tested with rejection since I started, and I think I'm good at overcoming rejection. And
Was this the
staying
first
focused.
like time in your life that you've felt that kind of rejection?
I've worked sales jobs before, but
No.
So no, but no. What used to get me down in sales, like I used to work in sales when I first got out of college.
Uh-huh.
I was doing a lot of cold calling for whatever, it doesn't matter, it's a sales job.
Okay.
And I remember, getting yelled at over the phone, somebody telling you to F off.
Uh-huh. You can
And
say
you kinda
fuck
get
on,
your-
on our podcast.
Yeah, they would tell me, they'd say, Zach, go fuck yourself.
Okay.
And I remember at that age and at that time in my sales career, it would, almost throw my day off,
Right.
get me second guessing. I've learned how to emotionally block that and just move on and stick with, what originally got me, motivated
where
to
you
pick
are.
up the phone. Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Dave has something.
This is called a pattern interrupt. You ready, Louie?
Ready?
Tell the audience and Jamie and Tom what a cut pot is.
What?
Cut pot.
A cut pot?
Yeah.
Is
You know
that
what a cut pot is?
I do not know.
Come on, man. You're a painter. I sell paints. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
what cut pots
sure.
are.
Okay.
It's a gallon, man. It's just a gallon.
Yeah,
okay.
just a gallon of
favorite
paint. Okay.
favorite roller nap. Go.
Purdy half-inch.
What's he talking?
Half-inch nap, Purdy marathon. Yeah.
Sweet.
9-inch.
All right. So tell me, like,
Hello,
Oh, is this Brian Grawn?
this is.
Oh, Brian Grawn. Hey, welcome to HHWJ. How you
Hey,
doing?
Brian.
What's up,
What's
Cronner?
up, buddy?
Hey, Brian.
I bet you didn't think I was going to call.
I didn't think that you were going to call.
Grawn, nobody thought you were going to call. I just texted you
Hey,
and
that's
it worked.
why I'm doing something that's an uncomfortable feeling for me, and but I only got like a minute because I got to pick up my son from school.
Okay, hey, Brian, we have Zach Louie here with us.
Hey, boss.
We wanted to
going
know.
on?
We want to know. Does he really call you boss at work?
He does call me boss. He always calls me boss.
I love that.
And, he does. And Louis, I can't say enough good things about Louis. This guy's a grinder.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Grinds, man. He'll do whatever it takes. He's constantly working. If he's not at the office, I know he's out there working somewhere. He's always grinding.
Give us one quick 15-second funny story about Zach Louis.
Man, that is putting me on the spot.
Tell him about my
15 second
calendar.
Funny story.
Tell him
Hey,
about her.
yeah, tell me about the calendar, please, God.
Calendar?
It's funny. Every morning we go through appointments from the previous day, how they went. And I some days, obviously if Louis is busy, he's not there right in the morning. I'll hit him up in the afternoon. And hey, Louis, how'd this appointment go? It was about 2 days ago. Oh yeah. What's his name? And I have to repeat the name, and then he'll flip up through his nice handy dandy desk calendar, and oh yeah, I did go on that one. That one went well, and then he tells me the story. So encourage the guy to use a Google Calendar, but hey, if the writing it down works better for him, works for me.
Old-fashioned planner.
What other things do you
Great.
do that are old-fashioned?
I got some. Louis wears white sneakers with khakis,
He does.
and he wears his keys on the outside of his pants.
Are these
Both make me very happy.
Are these part of the reasons why you have a crush on him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He acts like an old
You
man.
should hear some of his music selections.
Oh boy, let's hit us with it.
Yeah, what's your best music selection?
Yeah, he brings the iPad in, and I don't mind it. I like all music. I don't turn anything down, but man, there's some stuff on there. There's some shit on there I've never even heard before.
I like a variety, right, Brian?
And variety is what we get. I really never know what you're going to get when you come into the office and it's on, but I listen to it, and most of it I enjoy.
Hey, Gron, what would the office be like
Yo.
if Louis wasn't there?
Definitely would be a lot lower. The energy Louis brings, that he's the guy that's always around the office. He's easy to talk to, chat it up with you. You can relate easy to Louis. Like I said, I can't say enough good things about him. Without him in the office, I really don't know where we would be.
Would you call him a St. Clair Shores all-star?
Absolutely. Man had 6 listings last month. That's not a bad month.
Wow, 6 listings last month. Applause? Well, let's all clap. Let's give him a hand. All right, hey, 6 listings. That's
That could even
awesome.
be more actual listings than that.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, Gron.
Hey, no
Everybody,
problem. Thank you
Brian
for
Gron, CSL of St. Clair Shores. Thanks for being our first call-in guest. And,
Thanks, Gran. We love you.
I hope you have a fantastic ride home, buddy.
Love you guys too. Thanks for having me on, and we'll talk more.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
Louis, what's the first thing that you noticed about this industry once you got settled in?
There's not only one. There's not just one formula to success. There's so many different types of personalities in agents, and I love that. It's anybody could do this. It's just a matter of sticking to it and sticking to it.
Cool.
A lot of people don't make it 16 months in real estate when they go full-time. Why do you think you did make it? What was it?
I kind of just kept showing up, kept doing the things that worked and identify the things that didn't work and stop doing them.
How close were you to not showing up ever? Or were you always like still just head down grinding?
I'll tell you this: any day that I don't want to show up, I'll just go to a different office and it'll
That's cool.
change of pace and
Was
try to-
there ever a
It's a
time?
great strategy.
Yeah, I agree. Was there ever a time where you were like, "Fuck, this fucking sucks. Like, I'm all set."
Today?
No, not really, not really.
No?
Yeah.
Give him
Because
a
I
couple
feel
more
that
months.
I know I feel that way at least once a week.
There's some days where I do want to just hide and turn my
Yeah.
phone over, but that's just, that'll just make things worse.
What do you
Right.
do? What do you do? Like you got to get away from your phone, right?
Sure.
And doing what we do is hard. So like, what do you get away from your phone for like say more than 6 to 8 hours ever?
Yeah, every time I do, it's hard. I want to pick it up and want to, get back to my clients or whatever my business was at. But no, I golf on the weekends. I play hockey. My girlfriend and I we're foodies. We'll go to different restaurants and bars and explore.
And you make sure you don't take phone calls then.
I do, yeah.
Nice.
So I remember Chandler Nash telling me
That's
once,
great.
when you're in the office, you're 100% in the office. When you're
I
out of the
agree with
office, you're 100% out. So
Yeah, I agree with
I just
that.
think of that.
Awesome.
What's been your, just give me one situation, like your biggest challenge since you started, or maybe not one situation, just like what's the hardest part?
I remember dealing with a very emotional client one time.
Okay.
We were selling their home, and this was 3 months in my career, and we overpriced it a little bit. Okay, and then
Did Danny Schick help you? Because he's really good at that.
No, he did not help me price
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I just told him I got it listed. We high-fived, and
Okay.
yeah, but no, I mean we were a little overpriced, and I had a hard time telling them that, and we sat on the market a long time, a couple months, and we watched other homes in the subdivision sell, and I kept blaming myself. But eventually,
Well, it was your fault. So
Yeah,
you
it
should have
was
been
for
blaming
sure.
yourself.
Yeah,
for
looking
sure.
back, it was, but
Yeah.
dealing
what'd you do?
with an emotional client, we ended up reducing the price to where we needed to be, and we settled with a buyer, and fortunately that co-op agent was very good, and we made it to the closing table. Not as quick as I told them I'd like to, but dealing with an emotional client as 3 months into the business was a big learning
and that
experience.
probably
Not easy.
No, and that probably hasn't gone away, right? Like you still have emotional clients.
Yeah.
All your clients aren't level-headed.
Yeah, I work. Yeah, but I have the experience now, and
So how do you deal with it now?
just lay out expectations from the very beginning, and don't sugarcoat anything.
Boom.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very true.
Don't rush to get out the door. Sometimes people go in, they'll just want to get what they need to get done and get out. Really show them that you care and really do care.
I feel like your old man tendencies don't let you rush to do anything, whether it's a phone call or anything. You just kind of.
So
we just went through that disc training earlier this week, right?
Yeah.
What would you guys say Louis is, just off the top of your head?
I would say he's
IS.
Yeah, I was gonna say a high IS.
Do you remember what high ass was?
Yeah.
S is stability.
Stability.
I means you're good with people.
Cautious, calculated. Very kind of
Methodical.
pretty methodical, analytical, and then also the high I's. He has good persuasion skills. He can influence. He's a gregarious person. Can talk to people.
Gregarious.
Ooh, that's
like
a
that.
good word. I just googled it
Yeah.
actually. I don't know what it means.
So Louis, you should check out the disc assessment. It'll help you grow your business.
Okay.
So what's next for you? You've been doing this 18 months. Do you see yourself doing this for the next 20 years?
Yeah, I do, Dave. At this point, 16, 17 months in, I've had some success, and I know the ins and outs of most transactions. But my focus this year is just to do as many deals as possible. I'm sticking with that, and then probably next year, I'll really focus on getting in higher price point markets. To where this year this is my second year in, and I'm still just trying to pick up and do as many deals as possible.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
This might be a hard hitter, but there were some guys that you worked with in your office, great guys, about your age, younger guys, and they left Real Team and went somewhere else, and they were like, they were core players. They were wasn't just someone that started there and quit real quick. These were guys that like mattered to us and guys
They cared about them and they were
and,
successful.
yeah, and you were in a small office with them, and we're friends with them. I'm sure still are friends with them. So I'm sure you've got these guys talking to you about, dude, the grass is so much better over here. We're your buddy. Like, what's going on? Like, so why do you stay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what we do is for the betterment of our futures and ourselves and the people that we care about, right? So for whatever reason, you've decided to stay in this vehicle that we've built instead of getting out and getting into another vehicle thinking it's going to go faster, right? So why are you sticking with Real Team? Like, what keeps you there?
And before you answer, can you give us like the raw answer and not
Yeah,
like the
not
cheesy,
calculated,
like
just the real
not
shit.
the sugarcoat answers. Give us the fucking real answer.
Yeah, no, I'm just personally I've committed to it for a year. I don't I don't want to shake things up in my life. And then the formula that we're going by is working. Yeah, I trust in our owners too. I trust in their vision. Those guys, that left to focus on those higher price point markets and new builds, they came from a different place than I did. And I do want that eventually in my career to be working those higher price point homes. And, obviously bigger house means more money in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I think the more deals I do at this stage of my career, that's just going to prepare me that much more for when I move to that focus.
Once you get to that point where you're like, man, I really am thinking about jumping, will you please just tell me what we could ever possibly do to make it so you don't?
Yeah, I think the only reason I could see myself moving on from this brokerage was to start another business, another facet. But I mean, there's guys in our brokerage that are doing just that.
Yeah.
I'd like to, in the 5-year plan, pick up some investment properties of my own and, have income properties, investment properties. But, we want full-time agents at Real Team. And right now that's my focus, just full-time real estate. So
How many hours a week are you putting in?
I don't count. I don't keep track.
Give me an estimate.
It would be really sad. You wouldn't even want to do it.
No, I'm in the office at 8 a.m. I get home and about 8 p.m. just about every day.
So that's 12 times 5, 60 hours. What about Saturdays and Sundays?
Saturdays and Sundays, at least 3 to 4 hours on Saturday. Sunday, I've honestly been focusing on myself. If I don't have an open house that I need to do, I try to get everything done on Saturday.
Okay.
But
so 65, 70 hours.
Yeah.
So it's a massive commitment of time, right? Like it's sweat equity, really, is what it is. You have to put that time in. I think, like you said, that 80% of the fuel gets used. Like you have to heavily front load in this career. Or you have to. That's how you build your foundation. And I see that in you too. Like I see you doing that. I know you're out there grinding because I see the Slack messages coming across or whatever. You know what I mean? I know that you're out there doing it, and it's going to pay dividends, I think, in the long run.
Zach, are you from this area originally?
I grew up in Clarkston.
Oh, in Clarkston? Okay. But then you were on the west side for a long time?
Yeah, so I went to Western Michigan University, lived in Kalamazoo for 4 years.
Go Broncos.
Yep, go Broncos, baby. And then, like I mentioned, I worked some sales jobs after college. I found myself in Grand Rapids.
So from like basically when you left high school to 2017, you were on the west side.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was.
So your SOI business is probably not like kicking as much as some of the people that grew up in the area around here is. So like you've had to live on what, like a lot of web leads and ISA deals and.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of, yes. I mean, 100%. I've done a couple SOI deals with buddies from college, but those are guys that I met in Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids and relocated out here around the same time I did. So
what, you say like 90% of your business is
web leads and Real Team real estate generated.
Got it.
So
cool.
It's a great brokerage for a guy like me.
Right. You're doing great at it, man.
Yeah. Should be calling my SOI more, but
Well,
or just make more friends.
Shouldn't
I
we
guess.
all?
Shouldn't we all?
Unless
Exactly.
your name is Danny Schick. Flawless.
Flawless execution.
Okay,
come
that's
to him.
disgusting. Stop calling him flawless.
No, I didn't call him flawless. I called his execution flawless.
Agree.
Okay, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's what
I hope he doesn't listen to this one. He's ADD. He only makes it 10 minutes in. He would
Oh,
already
no
turn
doubt.
it off. There's zero option. He made it this far.
Hey, Danny, when you get to this point in the podcast, text me 1122. Okay? We'll see if that ever happens.
And Jamie will give you $100.
And Jamie will give you $100.
Let's see if this claim goes on warranted here.
All right, Louis, what is one thing that you have failed at that you didn't expect to fail at?
During my real estate career?
Yeah.
Let's see. One thing I failed at that I didn't expect to fail at. Gee, Jamie.
You like that question?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I before getting into real estate and I've always wanted to be known as someone who's punctual, and always on time, and never cancel an appointment. But I remember when I first started, double booking myself, and having to
because of that damn desk calendar.
probably,
You
but
just gotta keep it straight.
no, when you're
Your Google Calendar alerts you if there's 2 things at one time.
but what do you do then? What do you do then?
I don't know.
I hear what you're saying.
I
like,
hate being late, and I hate having to move
and
people's
real estate
schedules around.
makes that happen to you. Like those like you'll get on a showing and it'll turn into an hour, and it's not like most showings are 15 minutes and we should be done by now, but
Right.
you can't like cut them short, especially, they want to see more of the house. They're like legitimately thinking about writing an offer. Like, so now that appointment you had scheduled, it cuts into it, and it's like, I hear you. I'm the same way. I'm anal about making my appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And it pushed you into that. You're saying it pushed you into that uncomfortable area where you were not that guy anymore.
Exactly.
You were late.
Yeah, either that or just, I don't, my schedule, I can work with, but I hate messing up other people's schedules or, changing plans last minute with people.
Right.
But it's the nature of the business.
How do you deal with it?
Just be honest. Don't bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Dave, what else you got? I know you had a lot of good questions for Louie. You were excited about him being here.
I was.
I was not.
Dave likes
I was.
picking on me.
I was.
I was not
Like,
anymore.
this is really annoying. I'm all set.
I've got some other great questions. Number one.
Okay, I think that Dave had one coming.
Go
But
ahead,
okay.
Tommy. Go ahead, Tommy. I'll refine it in my
no,
head.
that was my head fake. That was my pump fake.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Let's fast forward 5 years into the future. So it's 2024,
Mm-hmm.
May 2nd. What is Zach Louie doing with Real Team Real Estate?
Because
probably
just to
showing
be-
up at
just
10
to be-
a.m. and
Just to be clear, you're definitely still at Real Team and you're never leaving. So go
Yeah,
ahead. What are you
no.
doing 5 years from now?
No, absolutely. I probably showing up a little bit later. Yeah, focusing on. Like I said, by that time, I'd love to have some investment properties, and expand my, have a portfolio of properties, and just having more than just one focus in the office.
Louie's not
But,
dreaming big
you're
enough.
trying
Dave,
to. No, Dave wants me to say I'm probably running a store and.
he doesn't want you to say
No,
anything.
having a
We
couple-
want to know what you want. Let's pause what your answer is right now. Dave,
right.
what'd you ask me the other day?
I remember what I asked you, but I don't remember the word, so tell me.
So, Dave asked me. I don't even think he mentioned your name first. He just said, I think the question was, who do you think is going to be the next store leader, right?
Mhm.
Or something like that.
Yep. That was it.
And as much as I hate inflating people's egos and I hate giving people props, I said, Zach Louie, no question, 100%. He was like, do you really think that? You think that he's going to be that? And I said, yeah, 100%. If he wants that, he's going to be that. So is that something that you want?
Well, I'll tell you this. Even 16, 17 months into the business, I do love, working with the brand new agents
Uh-huh.
and telling them about all the mistakes I made, how to avoid them. So I do love that. I definitely see myself being a mentor to other people that were in my shoes. However, I don't know. I guess I'd have to interview for the store leader position. to understand.
Well,
Why
I
is
guess
why
the
is it so
question is,
politically correct?
I know, seriously. Like, here's the question. Do you want to be Matt Barron, who just wants to not give a fuck about anything, but do it? And that's okay. We love Matt Barron. He wants to focus on his own
I wouldn't
business.
say he doesn't give not.
No,
He gives a fuck
let
about
me-
a lot of things.
No, for sure. But he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about being a store leader. Is my
No,
point.
correct. He doesn't care about leadership. He doesn't want to be in a
that's what I'm
leadership
saying.
position.
That's what I was trying. Sorry, Matt Barron. I know you're not listening to this.
well, for sure he's
but-
not.
No,
that's,
for sure.
that's not what I meant. Do you want to There's people who want to be like Matt Barron. He's going to be successful, and at the end of the day,
Right.
he's going to help people if they ask him
Yeah.
for help.
He wants to be a key club.
Right. But he wants to have his freedom. He wants to do his business.
I think he does. I think that's the route Zach wants to go.
Or-
I think he wants to get to $10 million, get the marketing budget, get the trip, get all the stuff that the key club has, but then just like flip properties and be a property manager and build his real estate empire.
I don't know. He
I
just said that
feel
he just said that he likes mentoring people and answering questions.
But that's just who he is.
Zach Louie.
I don't know.
Can I
If
be a little
given-
hybrid of both?
Here comes
If
the
given-
here comes the direct question.
Like,
from
okay,
If
look,
gi-
I look at-
yeah.
here's the polar opposites. Adam Blake is teaching courses in the evenings, and he's
Pass.
just a coach and a mentor. And no, I love that. But And then Matt Barron is just his biggest focus is how much is coming into his bank account.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And I respect both those. And I'm
So if given
That's
the
a good scale.
opportunity in the next 3 to 5 years, would you want to be a CSL at Realty Real Estate?
I'll tell you this. Before that, even I could see myself getting more involved with boards of real estate, which I haven't even considered. I know the board has classes and network events. I haven't even dabbled in
What's
any
the
of that.
why behind that? What do you want to accomplish?
Just to be more involved with the industry and
Got
yeah.
it.
I mean, right now I'm just a salesman, and I'd like to be
I'd-
more
I'd-
involved with.
I'd start-
consultant.
I mean, I'd start doing the flip thing instead of getting involved in that stuff. That stuff's just a lot of people talking about stuff.
Mhm.
None of those people are doing stuff.
Getting ready to get ready.
Yeah, they're all getting ready to get ready and talk about, oh, this is what we should do with the board and this is the way we should go. But it's like,
Here's the brutal truth: how we feel about the board of real estate.
I mean, we pay our dues and I respect the fact that they're there and they serve a purpose, but they're not like making, sweeping changes that are going to really impact Zach Louie's life.
Yeah,
That's true.
but no, I guess now that you guys have got me thinking about it,
Ooh, the
like
seed
to-
has been planted.
yeah, own a couple more suits, drive a nicer car.
He is a true salesman. I
But-
love it.
No, I wouldn't completely throw it out that I could see myself being a store leader one day.
Well,
for
so
sure.
like here are the two like routes really, right? It's leadership or it's Key Club, right? Like focus on
Sales or
maximizing-
leadership,
Yeah,
yeah.
sales or leadership. Focus
Correct.
on building your client base, referrals, and investing that money, or going to leadership if that's your thing, right? Like it's not meant for everybody. It's one or the other, really, and it could be both. But
Here's the thing. It's about just being on the path. Like choose a path and get on it. Doesn't mean you can't turn around and go back the other way and get on the other path at some point. But yeah, pick one of those paths because I think you'll have a much more clear vision of what you want to do when you wake up and sit down and write out your goals for the day, right?
Absolutely.
So as long as you're on a path,
for sure,
both of them lead to a very good place.
absolutely.
So Louis reminded me of you the other day, Tom, because we were in the office and I think I was talking to Barron and we were like talking about like working out or something in the morning, and I was like, Louis, what do you do to get ready for your day? What'd you say, Louis?
10 push-ups first thing in the morning.
Yeah, buddy.
I said 10, and I asked him why. Why did you say you did 10 push-ups?
Get me started. Get the blood flowing.
It's easy.
Get
Yeah,
the blood
yeah,
flowing.
there it
It's
was.
easy.
It's the same reason he probably makes his bed every day.
Yeah, and if I don't, I'll have regrets. It's
Do you
like,
make your bed every
Right.
day?
no.
So he has regrets every day. But it was just funny because like the things that not that the things that you do in the morning aren't like
You're just saying that because every time I do a huddle, I do push-ups.
no, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is we have Danny Schick and we have everyone that's like, okay, we go to the gym and we work out for an hour and a half and we do this, and we do this, and we do this to get pumped up. And we're at the office at 6:45. But what you do works for you, and it's all you need, and it's impactful, and like
Yeah.
it's a routine.
You guys are
And
all
so
like 10 to 20 years younger than me. Like
correct.
when I was your age, I'm sure I did that shit. Probably
for
not,
sure.
but whatever.
Sure I
And-
did.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I don't think it's a bad thing. And should I be doing that? Yes, absolutely, 100%. I should be on that schedule. But I don't like it,
Yeah.
and I don't want to do it.
So my point
You're not
was,
afraid to admit it.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're
So
not.
my
I'm
point
okay
was,
with that.
we were all talking about going to the gym, and Louis was like, "Yeah, I did 10 push-ups, and then I was ready to go."
Right, I'm with
And
Louis.
I
I'm on the Louis
immediately,
plate.
I
I'm-
immediately saw.
Why do I
Tom
need a gym
Lauer.
membership?
Hey,
I
I'll
was
do
like,
10 to
spend 15
25
minutes in the
push-ups a
living
day.
room.
If that's the goal, I'm down.
Right.
But waking up at 6 a.m. and running 5 miles and
You're all set.
lifting a bunch of weight,
sounds
and
aggressive.
doing squats. Like, no, I'm not going to do
No.
that.
Burpees.
Right, no. My wife does all that.
It's probably
Yeah,
worth
she does.
trying.
That's
For
why your
both of
wife's
us.
in so
Yeah.
much better shape than you are.
No doubt. Still my wife.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, I know.
Tommy, what else you have a couple good questions for Louis, eh? Or at least one more.
Well, yeah, one more. What was your favorite bar in Kalamazoo
Probably Shakespeare's Pub.
and why?
Lower level concerts. It's dark down there.
Music. So you're a music guy.
It's dark.
It's
down
dark down there.
Yeah.
Sounds creepy.
No,
but-
Kalamazoo, the bar scene was fantastic. Yeah.
Was it?
So there's another bar in Kalamazoo. It's called Up and Unders. Some of our listeners out there might know. But that was gonna be that was up for sale. last fall, and a lot of Kalamazoo natives were up in arms about it. And met with an old buddy over the weekend. He still lives in Kalamazoo, and he assured me that it's no longer for sale. Up and Unders is going to stay.
You bought it?
Things haven't changed. No, I don't know what the deal is. He's telling me it's not for sale anymore. But
Oh, good.
I'll be back to Up and Unders.
Maybe we'll have to have
Kalamazoo next time I'm there.
a shot there sometime.
Absolutely.
All right.
Maybe for Central Western weekend.
Who's got the
Love
better
that.
Who's got the better bar scene, Kazoo or Grand Rapids?
Probably Kalamazoo, in my opinion, because
partial.
that's where
You're
that's
biased.
where I started.
went to college.
That was my first bar scene.
Yeah, I get it. Fair. Okay.
Been
so
going to those bars since I was 18.
Right.
Or
21.
Yeah, that's right, 21.
21.
They
What a fake
didn't let
ID.
him in until he was 21.
Oh, one last question, and then we'll finish up here.
I also have one. So this could
sorry.
be your last
This
question.
is my last question.
Okay,
and
go ahead.
then I'll finish up here.
Okay.
So marijuana.
Sure.
Are you seeing a lot of just requests or people that are looking to buy, or have you seen any
To buy marijuana?
No, not to buy marijuana.
Louis like, I ran out of my. It's not for
Talking
sale.
to you as a real estate agent, have
Right.
you seen anything change with the way that people are interested in properties regarding either medical marijuana or the legalization of marijuana moving forward?
Sure. Yeah. So I took a we call it a sign call. It's the phone.
call the
There's a
hotline.
call right on the hotline. Yep. And she was telling me that she's looking for a retail location, New Baltimore, but she's also open to other areas. And as we're trained, I'm just trying to dig deeper. What other areas are you specifically interested in? What's your intentions with this retail outlet? And basically, I had to dig it out of her that they're trying to sell marijuana.
Okay.
And
Like open a dispensary.
open a dispensary, multiple different locations.
They were looking for
and-
retail locations.
Yeah. Yep. And I was surprised. It was funny. She sounded like a young lady.
Did you ever
not
meet
your
her?
Average. Not yet, no. But I got her set up on a search, and
Okay.
yeah.
So you've only had one
was
call to
very
answer the
surprised.
question, or
No. Honestly, I've multiple people. I've had a couple listing appointments where they'll tell me ahead of time. By the way, the basement, I got a marijuana growing operation down there, and that's no problem, sir. I'm gonna come over there.
properly.
I just saw it on an appraisal not too long ago.
Nice,
Picture
yeah,
of the basement.
growing
There's like
dope.
a huge grow operation in the basement. That's
Yeah.
great.
But-
All right, cool. Just wondering. Just
Yeah, it's
checking
a-
in. I mean, I like real estate and I like marijuana, so I just
Yeah,
like
no, and
try to
I-
marry the
Tom,
two
what-
together. And
One
Tom
more. I
likes
mean,
marijuana more than real estate. Just to be clear.
that's not true because without real estate, there's no marijuana.
Correct. I'm sorry. I take it back.
nothing wrong with that.
That's deep.
That was deep.
Thought,
All right. So
thought-provoking.
I have just
Below
one
all
other
of us is the
question
ground.
to dig deep, and then Dave's going to end with a question on a light end. Louis, what are you grateful for? And you're not a cheesy answer. Just like, what are you grateful for?
Yeah, you don't want me to say my family and my
No,
loved ones.
I
and
don't.
My
Mm-mm.
health.
No, not at all.
Okay. No, I'm grateful that I've got opportunity that there's millions of other people would never have in the first place. So that's pretty cheesy, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I blacked out. I don't know. I was just
No.
hoping for something else, but it's good.
No, I'm grateful for all the little things.
Okay.
Honestly, grateful for my loved ones for putting up with me
Mm.
because I can be a pain in the ass and yeah. What more are you looking for? You want me
Not-
to
I
say
think
I'm
that's it.
You want
I
to say I'm okay? Grateful Jamie is always challenging me.
There you go. You got it. You nailed
Hey,
it.
you
You
won!
nailed it.
He's
You're
always-
grateful for Jamie.
Jamie's.
That's what I wanted. Tell me you're thankful for me. It made
Oh
my
my
day.
gosh.
All right, last question we've asked every guest on the show, I think, to this point.
Wait, hold on. Can we talk about?
No.
Okay,
Go ahead.
but I think it's important.
Go ahead.
I would like every listener that's still listening 47 minutes into the show, which is no one, to know that Zach Louie was our first Real Team agent guest that was scheduled.
Boom.
Oh really?
Great. Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice-
thanks.
You really
guys.
Nice
were.
work, man.
Appreciate
And
it.
we were very
Thanks
excited
for the
to have you.
opportunity. Yeah,
Okay.
it's wonderful.
And
Last-
beers on Louie later. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
Last question. What is the biggest fuck up on any one transaction thus far in your career? Like where you're like, oh
I love this question.
It's so good.
Great.
Yeah, throughout the transaction. I don't want to go back to that one that overpriced. And
No, that's weak sauce, man. Like
Right.
really, like fuck.
Yeah, we all
something
do
up.
that.
Yeah.
It's not a unique one.
Yeah, probably.
As an example, Tom and I have both left an appliance or two off of a purchase agreement, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Paid for a
As
washer
an
and dryer
example, I've
before
lost
that.
real team north of $50,000 in my lifetime.
That went up. You were at 25,000 2 weeks ago.
I had a big mistake last week. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, go on.
No, okay, so what I'll do a lot of times when I go to write a purchase agreement, I'll copy and paste an old one.
oh,
And yeah, you leave you maybe leave a different agent's name on there and totally different address or completely spell. It's like Lake Orion is not in Wayne County. Like, you know what I mean? You look like an idiot, but fortunately, I don't think I've lost anybody too much money yet. And
Are you really
don't
good at
intend
saying
to,
I'm sorry?
yeah, but I think I'd say too much, to be honest with you. But, you know what I mean? But
So all you've done is misspell things on a purchase agreement. 16, 17 months in the business, you haven't made a big fuck up yet?
Probably not too
as he
bad.
just
As he-
dropped his
yeah.
microphone.
Right.
I know.
I don't think so. I think I've
No, never had to give money back to somebody or like, I don't know, like
Or someone told you they didn't want to work with you.
my first deal I screwed up and had to pay like $800.
wow.
You've never had to.
No,
Wow, maybe you
I
are
didn't
really
do that, yeah.
meticulous. He's a painter.
knock on wood.
Yeah,
Right.
I would
Awesome.
knock on wood.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
did. Yeah, I guess I lost trust from a buyer. Actually, just about a week ago.
Ooh,
Showed
okay,
her
tell
about
us.
40 homes.
Yeah, what happened?
And,
You
uh,
showed her
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
40
whoa, whoa.
homes,
Yeah.
and now she's lost your
Well,
trust.
that's what she tells me. Yeah, she said, she's time to go somewhere else. She doesn't trust me anymore.
Did you write
But,
offers for her?
We did, yes.
Okay,
Always
hold
will.
on. So she said you lost her trust. Did you ask her why?
Yeah, and she responded with that. She thought that I was just trying to get a sale when, we'd already been to properties where I tried to talk her out of it, and she wanted to write on it. But, it was just sometimes personalities just don't match, and she's
Not gonna
probably
win them all.
right that we didn't work together. We didn't work well together, which is fine.
Let me ask you this question. How many houses this is meant to make you very uncomfortable.
Ooh.
So how many houses did you show her before you knew, like, hey, this probably isn't a good match? Like, we aren't just meshing.
Probably two.
Two?
And then I just, kind of
Okay,
stuck with it.
so
and
why? Why did you stick with her when you knew that it probably didn't make sense?
because the area she was looking was very close to the office and convenient for me to show her. So
Okay.
that's to be honest with you. But no, she and our personalities never clicked from the beginning.
So you probably spent, 40 houses. You probably spent what?
Hours and
10
hours and
10 hours
evenings
minimum?
and evenings. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then
We've all done it. I've done
We
it.
sure
too.
have.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
It's
anything. I'm
part
just
of the
going to say,
job.
okay.
Part of what we do. You think every doctor that meets with a patient likes their patient?
And vice versa.
Right.
No.
No, but I don't think it's the same thing because I think that the doctor,
You
the
think it's
patient's
like a
going to
date,
let the
don't you?
doctor.
You think it's like a date every time?
No.
Like, hey, let's go on a date.
No, I just
Ooh,
think that
look
the
at this
doctor
house.
has to operate on the agent or on the patient,
Patient.
right? The doctor has to operate. It doesn't matter if he likes the patient.
That's well,
The client doesn't have to buy, correct? It's a little different or no?
I think the analogy stands. Anyway,
I don't think the analogy stands. Just so we're on the same
we'll
page.
talk about that right after this.
Okay, that sounds good. Hey, Louie,
Jamie.
this is my favorite part. You have 15 to 20 seconds to just give us some words of wisdom before we end the podcast.
Sure. Yeah, you guys just keep grinding. I don't know, what your goal is with this podcast, but I hope that me being here has helped. Remember, you got to be in business to be successful in business. So just keep getting up every day and go after it.
Boom.
Thanks, Louie.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
everyone, have a great day. We will see you in 2 weeks. And do you guys remember who the next guest is?
Jason Salem.
Oh Lord,
Ooh.
Jason Salem.
it's gonna be
That's a hammer.
it's gonna be a hard one to follow up.
That one we might need 90 minutes. Just Yeah,
That guy talks more than anyone I
He
know.
talks more than me. He's even more conservative than I am, isn't he?
He's a higher I than you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
He'll do anything to
Even
get people to
higher
like
I.
him. Sorry,
Right.
Jay, I love
Love that.
you, but you'll do
Yeah.
anything. All right,
I like him,
everyone,
that's for sure.
have a great day.
Thank you guys.
okay, bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.